Hello and welcome back to my channel. I don't know what day it is where you are, but it is Saturday in Vancouver and I'm back today with a talk through makeup tutorial of this look. Today I used the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette and I absolutely had to use this because I went on a little bit of a Sephora binge last night and I picked this thing up and put it down like 3 or 4 times, swatched it, and then I asked the boy what I should do and he decided that I needed this in my life and he's like, you're gonna regret it, just get it. It's the 15% off VIB sale. I don't know how he knows this stuff, but I bought it, I tried it, and I shared my thoughts with you in this tutorial. As you can probably tell by the lighting, today I decided to use natural daylight because the weather has been really nice in Vancouver the last week, and obviously with springtime here, it's lighter a lot longer, and I wanted to take advantage of that to see how my camera picks up the natural daylight. In the room that I'm filming in, I've completely decided to revamp the whole room. These last few weeks, I've decided to completely revamp the room where I'm filming, which I'll talk more about in the talk through makeup tutorial. I bought a new tripod right before I sat down to film, which I'm using right now, which I am a huge fan of. Anyway, you guys really seemed to enjoy my talk through videos in the past, so if you guys want to see how to achieve this look and hang out with me for God knows how long this video is going to be, then please keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cover my lips with the Bite Beauty Agave lip mask, and this is in the shade Champagne. I've heard really good things about this. I purchased it yesterday and I have been wearing it non-stop. It's like a really light peachy shimmery shade. It kind of reminds me of NARS Orgasm, but super toned down. I think you're supposed to apply this lip mask at night, but I see myself wearing it at night and during the day. Next, I'm going to prime my face with the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer, and I wanted to try this for a minute. Apparently it fills your pores in really well, and I need all the help that I can get because I have gargantuan pores. I used to use something similar to this. It was like a balm, and it was by Lancome, and it was called Effect Miracle, I believe. Still have a little bit left over, but don't know if they still make it because I've gone to Sephora several times looking for it and no dice. So I'm kind of just pressing this into my face, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm self-tanned right now. And I think I might be the only person who actually enjoys self-tanning their face. I use a particular product, which I don't have on hand right now, but I can show it to you at the end of my video. It's in my bathroom. It's an aerosol spray. And I find that it gives me a really genuine bronze glow, if that makes sense. Whenever I wake up, I feel like a bronze bitchlet, straight off the plane from a vacation. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, and I am in the shade Rattan 2W2. I don't think I've ever used this foundation in a video. I think I tried to film a updated foundation routine maybe a month ago. I had a high-end foundation routine and then I had drugstore alternatives, and when I look back at the footage, it was all out of focus. Murphy's Law! So I think I'm gonna try to refilm it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Would you like to see that? Come at me. I really enjoy this foundation. I find it gives awesome coverage. It does last all day. Luckily, I found a shade that perfectly matches me when I'm tanned. Or at least I like to think that it does. I find that 3 pumps goes a long way for me, and actually the bottle doesn't come with a pump. I get the pump separately from MAC. So if you are going to pick up this foundation, I would highly recommend picking up a pump as well. It will make your life so much easier. Mess free, you'll be able to control how much product you're using. Not sure why Estee Lauder didn't create a pump for this foundation. They really shat the bed on that one. Nonetheless, it is an amazing foundation. Next, I'm going to conceal my under eye area with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Warm. Really been digging this concealer lately. A little bit goes a long way. I've just blended this out with my damp beauty blender and completely forgot to press record because I'm a failure. I don't know if I should address the situation that's going on my head right now. I don't think I ever have nice hair when I'm filming my tutorials. I just can't be bothered. And right now I have one hair that's in my ponytail that's pulling and it's making my whole head hurt. Do you guys ever have that? It's really cramping my stees and I might have to take my hair out of my ponytail because of that one hair. Now I'm gonna set my under eye area with my NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation, and this is in the shade Ivory, and I'm using an e.l.f. small tapering brush. This is $3 and it's unreal. It honestly beats out all my other tapered brushes. This room is a little bit of a disaster right now because I decided the furniture that I've been using for the last, I don't know, 2 years for my beauty room were just a little bit dated, so I chucked everything out and started over. So I went to IKEA, bought a new table, bought some new shelves, and just sort of started over because I kind of want to do this YouTube thing a little bit more seriously. I've been super stressed out with work and I've been reading a lot of inspirational books, and I've just kind of been contemplating my adult life, what the fuck I'm doing with it, so to speak. I just feel like I'm in a place where I need to do what I love and follow my dreams and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of why I've been a little bit MIA on YouTube lately. I've just been gathering my thoughts and figuring out what it is that I want to do and where it is that I want to be, if you know what I'm saying. Getting real deep right now, you guys. So now that my foundation is all done, I'm just sort of brushing out my eyebrows and prepping them to fill them in. I find I need to brush out all the foundation before I fill them in. Today I'm really feeling a bold brow, so I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade, and this is in the shade Blonde. And the brush that I'm using is the C158 Angle Eyeliner. This is either a Morphe brush or a crown brush. Something tells me it's a crown brush, so I'm just going to go with it. And I excuse the little mirror that I'm using, but if you guys want to see the process of this, then I need to be all up in my own grill. I get real close when I do my eyebrows because, well, they're my eyebrows. Anyway, as I was saying, I have had a really stressful work week, and last night I ended up going to Sephora, dropping a couple bills because naturally that's what any girl does when she's stressed out. And then I came home and I made some dinner with Beige, and then I had a couple glasses of wine, and this morning we slept through our alarm, and I just woke up feeling really inspired. And I don't know if any of you relate, but when I'm in a really stressful situation, I kind of start to reevaluate everything in my life and what makes me happy and what keeps me motivated and what I want to do with my life and what am I doing with my life. For any of you who watch me and are young and are at the age where you're kind of like at the fork in a road when it comes to your career and what you want to do with your life, honestly, don't stress about it. You could be doing one thing now and then just completely shift your entire career path later on in life, and everybody goes through it no matter what age. We all stop and sort of ask ourselves, what am I doing? Is this what I want to be doing? I'm 28 years old and it still happens to me all the time, so don't sweat it. And yes, I'm 28. I just turned 28 on March 31st. I don't feel 28. Honestly, I feel 18 or 19, and that's shocking for some people because I guess I don't really look 28. Everything falls into place eventually. Confusion in life and careers and all of that happens to the best of us, and just work your ass off to do what it is that you want to do and fucking Hakuna Matata. I don't know. Don't really know where the hell I'm going with this. I think this is kind of like my little mini therapy session with you guys. You're a part of it whether you like it or not because we're friends and that's what friends do. I don't believe I powdered my face, but I'm going to, and for once I'm not going to be using my powder puff. I know, shocker. I'm just going to use the e.l.f. powder brush, which is probably my favorite powder brush of all time, and the L'Oreal Infallable Pro Matte matte finish powder, and this is in Nude Beige. This is a really intense powder, and I'm only gonna use it on the spots where I tend to get oily. I don't know what it is, but when I self-tan my face and I use that aerosol can, my face isn't as oily. It's actually a little bit dry, and the Estee Lauder foundation keeps my face so matte throughout the day that all I need is a little bit of solid powder like this on certain spots on my face, and I'm good to go for the whole day. So as I said, last night I went to Sephora, and I think I'm gonna film a Sephora haul after I film this tutorial. While I was there, I picked up the Kat Von D Shade Light Eye Palette. This is an eye contouring palette. I was really torn between doing a tutorial with this and doing a tutorial with the Tarte Lip palette because I've not yet done that, and I really like this palette, but I think I'm gonna save that for another day and do sort of like a day to night eye tutorial. Let me know how you feel about that. You know what? How about this? If you want me to do a day to night look using the Tarte Lip palette, give this video a thumbs up and I'll film that tutorial next. I don't know how long Tarte's gonna have this Tarte Lip palette around. I feel like I really need to hurry the fuck up and film it already before they discontinue it, as you know most brands do. But anyway, I was torn. I didn't know if I should buy this. I picked it up and put it down like 3 times. I went to Sephora twice yesterday, by the way. It was a real rough week. And in the end, I just couldn't say no. This is a completely matte palette. Really love Kat Von D's eyeshadows. I think she's done a really great job with her makeup line, and it seems like there's always a bit of controversy with the way that she names shit. I don't really know if that's on purpose or what the deal is, but if we're strictly talking about the makeup and the quality of it, I think she's done a really bomb job. I just try not to get too involved in the politics of things. My battery died, and I realized that when my battery dies, it actually deletes the clip that it was filming while it was dying, so I'm gonna repeat what I was saying. I've primed my eye with the Essence I Heart Stage eyeshadow base, and for anybody who hasn't used this, I highly recommend it. It's a drugstore product. I think it's like $3. It's probably one of the best eyeshadow primers I've ever used. It reminds me of a liquid version of the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. And somebody asked me in my last video if I found that it comes out orange, and no, mine does not come out orange. It's like a nude olive shade, and if yours is orange, then I would return it and get a new one. It might just be like a weird batch or something. So upon inspecting this palette, I assume it's broken up into like 3 areas. These 4 shades go together, these 4 shades go together, and these 4 shades go together. I don't like following rules, so I'll probably do like a shit mix of combinations. Today, I don't really know what I want to do, but kind of want to keep like a monochromatic thing happening on my face. I don't know, let's just roll with it. Alright, so I'm going to start out by taking this shade, which is called Succubus, and I'm going to place it on my brow bone. Succubus, I believe, means like vampire or some shit. Kat Von D has some very interesting shade name choices, like very gothic and dark. I can't even pronounce like half of these shades. So I got Succubus, Sea Tree, Latinus, Shax, Celios, Lucius, Solas, Samael, Laetus, Lazarus. I feel like as I'm reading this, I'm fucking spitting out spells and things. Like, I don't know if this is her vampire gang or if this is like wizardry or witchcraft that I'm reading out. I think I'm gonna stop because I'm kind of creeping myself out and I don't know the outcome of me reading these out loud, but interesting name choices, Kat. You are one of a kind. Next, I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is Solas, and with this tiny art store brush, I am going to kind of cut my crease. If you have a hard time cutting your crease, what I would suggest doing is placing your mirror like underneath your chin, looking down and seeing where your eye naturally folds, like that first fold. Just tilt your head back and draw literally just above it. And like on this eye, for example, I kind of fucked up and I made the line a little bit too thick. Don't worry about it. You can just go back in and clean that up, which I will do momentarily. Now that I've got the placement in the correct spot, when I look forward, I should be able to kind of see it peeking over where my eye folds. And with a slightly smaller fluffy brush, I'm just gonna blend that out, but upwards. I'm not touching the eye at all below that crease, just focusing on the area above it. And then with a brush just as small, I'm going to take a bit of this shade and I'm going to place it above that cut crease and just sort of blend those two shades into one another and upwards towards my brow. I guess you could consider this like a transition shade. And I think what I'm going to do is once I get enough of that light brown shade above the cut crease, I am going to start mixing it with the cut crease shade. Okay, so I kind of feel like I need to zoom you in a little bit closer. This is where we are at with our cut crease situation, and I think I'm going to mix this shade and this shade. Something tells me I should mix them, so I'm gonna do it. This is kind of like a yellow highlight shade, and this is a really light dusty gray. I'm gonna place this all over this area right here. I absolutely love doing this. I love doing cut creases with a dramatic crease and a really light lid. I think it looks gorgeous. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna do this with a flat brush, flat synthetic brush. And I'm kind of dirtying up that yellow a bit, but whatever, it'll add some character to the palette. And I am just patting it onto the lid. And as I do this, I'm kind of dragging the brush right underneath that cut crease. And what this is doing is sharpening that line, cleaning it up, and making like a distinct separation between my crease and my lid. I don't know if it is picking up on camera. I really hope so. Look at the difference between this and this. So before filming this video, I had to run out and buy another tripod. And originally, I was going to use it and then I was going to return it and buy a cheaper one on Amazon because that's how I roll. But then I fell in love with it and I think I'm going to keep it. So now that I've got that base shade on, I think I'm going to do a smoked out winged eyeliner using Shaq's. And that's a matte black shade right here. Haven't used this shade before, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. I'm using that same angled brush that was on my double-sided eyebrow brush. I cleaned it off. I feel like a smoked winged eyeliner will go really nice with this. I'm going to do my right side off camera and then come and do my left side on camera, BRB. Okay, so I've done my smoked out winged eyeliner on this side using that black eyeshadow, and I do have some feedback and I have some tips. This eyeshadow crumbles like a mother, so I would highly recommend wetting your brush first with some MAC Fix Plus, dipping the damp brush into the eyeshadow, and then tapping out any excess on a paper towel. If you're new to eyeliner in general and you're not comfortable doing a smoked out winged eyeliner using eyeshadow, I would recommend just doing a regular gel liner or applying some translucent white setting powder underneath the eye to catch any fallout, because there will be fallout, especially if you're not super comfortable with this technique. So as I would with any other eyeliner, I'm just drawing out where I want it to go. So for me, I'm gonna go just past that cut crease, and then I'm gonna drag the end down to my lash line, and then I'm gonna fill it in. So now that I've got the eyeliner in place, to smoke it out, basically all that I'm doing is taking a little bit of additional eyeshadow on this tiny little pointer brush, tapping off the excess, and then I'm just sort of smudging it, I guess you could say. That little piece of hair that was tugging was really messing up my flow and giving me a headache. So anyway, Now that we've got our smoked winged eyeliner on, I think I'm also going to smoke out my bottom lash line, and I'm going to use a combination of this shade and this shade. They're both sort of ashy gray shades, and I think they will look great along the bottom lash line. So I'm going to not talk while I do this. Yep, I am content with my decision to do this. I think it looks dope. And with this dome-shaped brush, I'm going to take Ludwig and I'm going to place it right in my tear duct to brighten up the eye. And I'm also going to apply a bit right at the arch of my brow. Whenever I place an eyeshadow on my lower lash line, I always like to go back in underneath my eye with my under eye powder and just clean it up, just in case there was a little bit of fallout. I just really like having this area nice and bright. For mascara today, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Smoky Lash Extreme Black Mascara. This mascara, and I'm like a real drugstore mascara kind of girl. Whenever I hear a dude racing his car in like a residential area, all that really screams to me is I have a small dick. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm a real drugstore mascara kind of girl, and I find that the drugstore has the best mascaras. I don't usually buy department store ones. I just, tomato, they're pretty much the same in nicer packaging, but I have to say that this is probably the one high-end mascara that I stick by, and I have a ton of these in my professional makeup kit. I don't know if it's the formula, I think it is, but bristles on this are very unique, and I highly recommend it for anybody in the market for a new mascara who just kind of feels like splurging a little bit. So I'm gonna go off camera and apply this mascara, and I'm also going to apply the Koko lashes in Risque. I've been wearing these quite a bit on Instagram lately. I really like them. They're chunky and spaced out, and I think they look really cool. They're super dramatic, so I'm just gonna go off camera and apply those and show you what they look like. Otherwise, you guys are gonna be here watching me for like another 15 minutes just putting on my eyelashes. Okay, I had to come back on camera because I applied mascara to one of my eyes and not the other one. And I just wanted to zoom you in to this eyeball so that you could see the length and the volume compared to this eye. Huh? Huh? So now I've got my lashes on, and this is what they look like. You can see the eyelashes best when I tilt my head back. Really nice and chunky and spaced out. This is like the 4th time I've worn these, by the way. I buy my Koko lashes from ladymossbeauty.com, which I will link in the description box. I'm going to move on to bronzing my face. I'm using the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in Sunny, and I'm just going to use a Real Techniques brush to do that. I'm just hitting up my forehead, temples, cheekbones, jawline. I like hitting up my collarbone with it a bit too. Whenever I self-tan, I find that it fades fastest on my neck, and I think it's because of all the folds that go through your neck. It's not recommended to do your contour with a shade like this because it can look a little bit muddy and a little bit orange. I normally tend to do mine with a cooler tone. Today, however, because I am self-tanned, I don't find it looks too bad to have that bronze in my cheekbone. I don't think I'm going to do a further contour. I will do a little bit of a nose contour though, and I think I'm going to do that off camera just because I like to get right into the mirror, and you're not going to see it anyway if I try. If you want me to do a contouring video, I can do a separate one.
Like when you're expecting to eat chicken and it's not, like it's weird.
It's like when you're expecting to drink iced tea and then it's Coke.
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
And like the sauce, like it wasn't even sauce, like it was shit.
Totally. So I've slightly contoured my nose a tiny bit. You probably can't tell much of a difference because I do it really lightly for the day. For blush, I'm going to be using the Sonia Kashuk blush in Melon. It's a really pretty nudie peach shade, and it's completely matte. I'm just going to put that on my cheekbones, And this brush is from Sephora, and it's one of my favorite brushes. I don't remember what it's called. Angled Natural Brush 131. I think this blush is regular $13.99 or something like that at Target, but all of the Targets in Canada shut down because they bombed so hard, which isn't a surprise. So they had a bunch of liquidation sales, and I went and I picked up a bunch of Sonia Kashuk products at extremely low prices. This was like $3, no joke. No yoke! And I'm going to take whatever is left on my foundation brush, which is also Sonia Kashuk, and I'm just going to diffuse that a tiny bit. Now, for my favorite part of the video, the lips. I'm so torn between what to do with the lips because I recently ordered a bunch of LA Splash lip colors online, and I was looking for a dupe for Cashmere by Lime Crime because Lime Crime shit the bed and everybody hates them now, I guess. And I personally haven't purchased their products for a long time because I kind of did my own research, found out that they're shady as fuck, and I was like, you know what, don't really want to give you my money anymore. So I never picked up any of the Velveteens, and it ate away at me because I used to see them on Instagram 24/7, and I really wanted Cashmere, but I just couldn't buy from them. So I've done some research online. I've seen there are a lot of dupes. One in particular is a Smitten Lip Tint by LA Splash. It's in Goulish. I think I'll talk about these in another video. I'll probably do like a Lime Crime Cashmere dupes video. This is really pretty. It's kind of like a grayish pink. I don't own Lime Crime, obviously, so I don't know if this is like an exact dupe for it. So I'm torn between wearing this one right now and wearing one of their Lip Couture waterproof liquid lipsticks. This is an Innocent Vixen, and I'm going to place that right next to Goulish. It's kind of like a lighter nude. This one apparently mixed with Charmed. This is another Smitten Lip Tint by LA Splash. Apparently this one mixed with Innocent Vixen looks kind of like the Lime Crime Cashmere. I don't know, I'm torn between these three. I don't know which one to do for this video. I think I'm gonna do Innocent Vixen only because this Goulish one might be a little bit too dark. Having a real hard time deciding. So I'm gonna start out with Innocent Vixen. These, by the way, I've worn them for about a week now. They are pretty drying, so I'm glad that I had my Agave lip mask on first. Kind of give the lips a little bit of moisture. And they take about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes to dry to a matte finish. I really like this shade. I think it goes perfect with this look. I mean, I would have worn Goulish, but 2 videos ago I did a look using the OCC Lip Tart in Sebastian, and again it was like a really gray sort of monochromatic cool toned look, so I didn't want to do another cool toned lip. But now that I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I kind of want to toss in a little bit of this just out of curiosity so you guys can see how it looks on. So I think I might line the perimeter of my lip with Goulish and then reapply a little bit of Innocent Vixen in the center just because I know it's going to drive me crazy. So I'm going to stop talking now. So I applied that just on the outside, and I'm going to put a little bit more of Innocent Vixen right in the center and just sort of feather them into one another. What I've done in the past to allow these to dry is I've kind of like stretched out my mouth and fanned it. They do take a little bit to dry, and they are not the most comfortable things to wear, so I did have the lip mask on first, applied the lip color, and if you find that they're drying as fuck, what I would suggest is just running a little bit of chapstick over top. Just a generic clear chapstick that will give your lips a little bit of moisture, no color. You don't want it to change the finish of the lip color, just adding a little bit of moisture would help. And then I like to just tap my lips to make sure that they are dry, which they are. And you know what? I really enjoyed having that lip mask underneath because previous times I've scrubbed my lips first and exfoliated them and then applied this, and my lips were just dying for moisture. We'll see how it wears with the mask underneath. It feels a lot more comfortable, that's for sure. It feels like there's nothing really on my lips. You know what I'm saying? So that, my friends, completes this talk through makeup tutorial using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. I am a pretty big fan. I'll probably talk more about it when I film my Sephora haul. I guess I should probably zoom you in on the look and do a little posing. So yeah, these are the eyes. Really digging how this all kind of came together. The lips, I can't get over how comfortable they are with the Bite Beauty Agave lip mask. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I personally really like doing talk through videos. I feel like it gives me an opportunity to sit down and catch up with you guys and shoot the shit and have you get to know me on a personal level. If you guys enjoy these types of videos, even though they're super long, then give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below if you enjoy this sort of interactive tutorial thing that we've got going on. I will post all of the products that I used in the description box below, along with all of my social media platforms like my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that jazz. I'm gonna go crush some leftover pasta that I made last night because it's sitting right in front of me and it smells so good. I'm starving Mark. As always, I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.